Oh, now, this is a story all about how local soccer media got flipped, turned upside down. And we like to take a minute, so grab a beer so cold, and we'll tell you how we became electric gold. In White House, Tennessee, born and raised on the soccer fields was where we spent most of our days. Reading Mad Magazine and riding our bikes with a known propensity for rocking the mic. Now we're a trio of guys who are getting kinda old, cheering on the boys and gold with every bit of our soul. Screaming our heads off while drinking some beers, hoping to give Cincy and Miami something to fear. Now Evan, John and Ryan are kicking the facts about Nashville SC, and they'll never come whack. If anything, we can say the show is rare. Acoustic blue and electric gold, the only colors we wear. We pull up the Goaties about 7:38, and we yell to the refs, yo home, smell you later. We look at the castle, we feeling so bold. We sit on our thrones, we're electric gold.
Summertime and the living is easy. Electric Gold and NSC enjoying a nice 2-week break, but now we are back in action. And I'm Ryan, and I'm here with John and Evan. Guys, it's been a while. How you been? Long time no see.
Yeah, I've been fantastic. How about you, man?
Yeah, feeling good. Feeling really good, especially after this weekend. How about you, Evan? You doing all right?
Yeah, man, doing all right. Thanks. Yeah, really enjoyed the game. And yeah, like you said, summertime, baby. We're rolling.
Also, yesterday was Father's Day. I want to extend a big happy Father's Day to the two of you and to all the dads out there that are listening to us. It's a holiday that maybe doesn't get as much fanfare as some of the others on the calendar, but happy Father's Day to all you guys that are listening. You're doing God's work out there, so thanks to all the dads.
Happy Father's Day to you, Ryan, and to you, Evan.
Yes, happy Father's Day, boys.
Thank you so much. Yep. Well, listen, we've got plenty to talk about when it comes to soccer, but first, let's talk about what's really important, what you're drinking tonight. Evan, what are you having?
Hey, man, I am having the cosmic little thing from Sierra Nevada tonight. And let me tell you, I am riding an interstellar wave of hops with this double IPA. I am tasting some sweet malt, some grapefruit, I think even a little lemon in there. Oh, man, it's delicious. This beer is like a hazy nebula glowing with tropical flavor. Love it.
Woo, out of this world.
Sounds awesome.
John, what are you drinking this evening?
I am drinking a Hazy Like a Fox Hazy IPA from the New Realm Brewing Company in Atlanta, Georgia. Speaking of Father's Day, it's my mother-in-law's tradition that she always brings me a six-pack, which is awesome because there's nothing in the world I love more than beer.
That's one hell of a mother-in-law you've got there, I'll tell you that.
Exactly. Here's the bad thing. Last year, she gave me a beer, and I tried it out on a podcast the next day, and I didn't like it at the time. Right. She has not let me forget about it since. So I gave her a shot at Redemption, and boy, does she ever deliver. This beer is amazing. I love a juicy IPA, first of all, and this has got everything you want in a juicy IPA. It's got that pineapple, tangerine, orange juice taste to it, but it's real hoppy, too. It's just smooth. It goes right down. It's an absolute summer dream beer. So thank you to my mother-in-law. She really, really delivered this year.
Wonderful. Well, yeah. I mean, if you got a mother-in-law like that delivering beer to you, I'd say hold on to that situation. That sounds like a good one.
No complaints. That's right.
But guys, tonight I'm drinking the Hefe from Yeehaw Brewing Company. I don't know if either of you guys have drank this on the pod before. You might have. No? Okay.
I have not.
Well, it's your classic German Hefeweizen wheat beer. It's got notes of banana and clove to complement the wheat backbone. So it's a pretty tasty beer. Yeehaw Brewing Company have 4 tap rooms. Each one of their tap rooms has a brewing facility along with that. The 4 locations are Nashville, Knoxville, Johnson City, and then they have one in Greenville, South Carolina. But the one in Nashville is particularly awesome. It might be the greatest location in the entire metropolitan Nashville area. Do you know why?
Wow.
They're located at the corner of 6th Avenue and Peabody, and they share a campus with a few other businesses. The first one being Old Smoky Moonshine.
Right. Yeah. You can't lose there.
Right. Also, I have to say, I'm not familiar with this business, but it sounds amazing. White Duck Taco Shop.
Ooh.
I have not heard of that
I'm
one.
very interested in that. But the coup de grace that really puts it over, Daddy's Dogs. That's where they're located.
Oh my gosh.
So
basically you're saying it's heaven.
yes,
You should
exactly.
have led with that, buddy.
Well, I was saving the best for last. Can you imagine going to a place where you can have great beer, Old Smoky moonshine, have a taco with maybe duck in it, I don't know, and then top it off with a Daddy's Dog? And I mean, it's incredible. Maybe the only other place in Nashville that might be better is Geodis Park. So anyway, guys, so happy to be here with you, celebrating dads, celebrating some soccer, and definitely celebrating some beer. Cheers to you.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Okay, let's get things started with the weekend review. After a 2-week break, the boys in gold were back in action Saturday night when they visited the Chicago Fire at Soldier Field. Fans may remember the last meeting between these two teams, a 7-2 shellacking by NSC back in late April, where Sam Surridge had 4 goals, Hani Mukhtar had a brace, and Nashville looked invincible. In fact, that game kickstarted the unbeaten streak that the team is still riding, having not lost in 11 straight games across all competitions. In a season of records for this team, that streak is another club best. The team entered Chicago missing Walker Zimmerman and Jacob Schaffelberg due to international duty. So Jason Palacios and Ahmed Qasim received the starting nods from coach BJ Callahan. And while Andy Nahar and Patrick Yazbek typically start for the team, instead Josh Bauer and Gaston Brugman were given the opportunity to start this game. Since the last time these teams met, Chicago has found their footing in this season. In fact, they've only lost once since that fateful game, and they were just coming off their own 7-goal win versus DC United. And they started the game in strong form, putting consistent pressure on the Nashville defense and forcing goalkeeper Joe Willis to make a number of timely saves to keep the game scoreless. Coming off such a long break, it took a little bit for the Nashville side to get their rhythm in the game, but it eventually came, and they held off the Chicago offensive pressure for a 0-0 halftime draw. Coach Callahan started the second half with a key substitution, inserting Andy Nahar as right back in place of Bauer. This change proved fortuitous as Nahar repeatedly found seams for long serves to captain Hani Mukhtar and giving Nashville some real offensive opportunities. In the 56th minute, Nahar found Mukhtar charging into the box and Hani completed the strike with a strong shot into the goal. Nashville continued their strong play throughout the second half, and in the 75th minute, they iced the game with Nahar once again on the assist. Mukhtar passed the ball out to Nahar on the right side, and he quickly found Sam Surridge in traffic. Surridge was able to split 2 defenders and took a left-footed shot that put the team up 2-0. Chicago tried to muster a late response, but failed to get any traction. Nashville earned the win on the road and collected 3 more points in the standings. Nashville sits in sole possession of 3rd place in the Eastern Conference with 9 wins, 4 losses, and 5 draws, and a goal differential of plus 11. Sam Surridge continues to match pace in a tight Golden Boot race led by Ty Baribo of Philadelphia. Hani Mukhtar is 3rd in the league in assists and 1st in shots on target, and the team is 3rd in the league for expected goals. The hits just keep on coming. Boys, is another great weekend, a great return to form for Nashville. You know, they ended May with a couple of draws. One was more of a disappointment, but this game really felt good, especially that second half. What did we learn, John, about the team this weekend?
My thing that I learned would be that we can win even when we're not at our best. And that is the sign of a good team. You're not going to be your best every game. I've watched all the good teams across Europe this year, PSG, Inter Milan, whatever. I got to brag on Liverpool. Obviously, they're the Premier League champions. There were a lot of games this year where I thought, man, we suck today, but they found a way to win. And that's what we did against Chicago. We didn't play that great. We played fine, but we gave away a lot of chances. It definitely could have gone another way, but we find a way to win, and we won kind of comfortably in the end. And so, yeah, what I'm taking away, we're a damn good team. It's just all there is to it right now.
Yeah, we're in the upper tier, certainly, of the MLS at this point in the season. I hope it continues. The team's looking in fine form. The boys over at 615 Soccer, they even were saying that the team has won a bunch of different ways.
Yeah.
They've won with a lot of offense. They've gutted some games out. There's just been multiple different styles they've been able to throw at teams or be able to respond to teams with multiple different styles when one isn't working. It's just something for those of us who sat through several years of Gary Smith's coaching,
right,
to see a lot of variety and flavor to what the team can do. That's just really different than what we're used to in the past. So it's fun to watch. It's really exciting to see.
We've got a top chef in charge now. He just mixes all the ingredients up and makes the magic happen.
He is certainly cooking right now. That's for sure. He's working the grill big time. It was Father's Day. He was flipping burgers. Yeah, he's got the brats were good and cooked. And I mean, he's
sizzling.
Yeah, barbecue. Yep. He's got it all going on. Evan, what did you learn this week?
Well, in the first half, at least, I learned that Lady Luck is on our side. Chicago was the better team in the first half. They probably should have scored more than one goal, but hey, they didn't. And in the second half, I learned that Coach Callahan isn't crazy because he quickly made the two most obvious substitutions. First, of course, was Nahar, who, guys, is incredibly good at soccer.
Yeah. Yes.
And then also Perez for Qasim, who is incredibly lost on a soccer pitch as of late. Yeah, it's kind of a tale of two halves. So I had two key takeaways.
Yeah, those are interesting. I'm probably going to talk a lot more about both of those things as we dig into this more. I just want to go ahead and make a plea to the front office of this team right now. Whatever it takes to get Jonathan Perez on this team permanently, I would encourage you strongly. Please find a way.
Do it.
Find the game.
Yes, got to.
Find the money. I would start looking under the couch cushions for some change. Whatever has got to be done to keep that guy on our team. Please try and keep Jonathan Perez. We need Johnny Longsleeves. He has been terrific, and he keeps getting better each time he plays. He's so young.
He sure does.
And he's so talented, and he's looking more and more in control and confident every time he gets out there on the pitch. I think he's becoming kind of critical to what we're doing, and I just want them so badly to figure out a way to make it work permanently. Anyway,
he was such a difference maker in that match, and he was just running wild on the Chicago Fire. He was dribbling the ball anywhere and everywhere he wanted to, and also making good passes. It was really fun to watch him particularly.
Let's take all this Club World Cup money that's coming into Geodis Park and give it to Johnny Perez. Put it in his pocket.
I like it. All right. Well, there were some great things that happened on Saturday, and we'll start with those. I'd love to hear what was the best thing that you saw all evening, or it doesn't even have to be during the game. It could be any time in the last 2 weeks in your life or in the world or whatever you want to talk about. But let's put some positivity out in the world right now. Let's do all hell yeah. And Evan, let's start with you. What was your oh hell yeah moment for this week, or in at least the last couple of weeks?
Yeah. You know who gets my oh hell yeah this week? Moneyball Mike Jacobs. I mean, guys, what a rebound this season, this offseason particularly. Players that he brought into this squad that have given us a level of depth that we have never had in MLS before. And, you know, the Chicago match was just a really good example of what that means for a club. We were missing a couple of guys due to international duty. Zimmerman, who is, you know, I mean, he's our captain. He's our talisman, especially in the defense. He's not available. And Jason Palacios, he just picks right up where Zimmerman leaves off. He is so good.
Incredible.
Yeah. Yep.
He is playing so well. And had you guys ever even heard of Jason Palacios before Mike Jacobs brought him into the side?
I had not, and y'all know that is hard to do.
That's hard to do because, John Tech's trademark is usually very comprehensive, but it somehow got by him. But with Perez coming on for Cossum, Nahar being a sub in this game and coming on and making such an incredible contribution to the offense, guys like Brugman fitting in there as a starter for Yazbek, who had a very good game. Brugman had a very good game this week too. He deserves a lot of credit too. So again, just something that we haven't been as used to recently, which is a terrific offseason, a deep bench. And for that, I have to say, Mike Jacobs, oh, hell yeah, you crushed it this year, bud.
Amen.
Yep. I'm going to throw a little bit of hell out to the scouting department of Nashville SC, because our three best signings so far, Palacios, Colombian League, Tagseth, Norwegian League. Nahar would have been familiar from MLS, but he was playing in the Honduran League.
Yeah.
Those three leagues are probably not where most people are going to be doing a lot of scouting, but man, we found some diamonds out there this year.
Sure did.
Yeah. I mean, how did they even know to look in the places where they were looking? I mean, they turned over every rock, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Pretty amazing. Well, John, do you have any hell yeah moment or something that you want to shout out as well?
I sure do. I'm the keeper guy out of us three. My hell yeah goes to Joe Willis.
Hells yeah.
Big Joe. And I don't know how many times I've had him as the hell no this year. And so I am so glad that he played out of his mind Saturday. He made all the stops he was supposed to. He was in the right position all the time. He was commanding on crosses. Even like there was one breakaway in the first half. Bamba got through one-on-one with him. He didn't make the save, but he was perfectly positioned. He spread out right in front of him. If Bamba had put it on goal, it probably would have hit him. He just did everything he was supposed to. I can't say it enough. Oh, hell yeah, Joe Willis. Keep playing like that, and ain't nobody beating us.
I agree. It was an almost clinical performance from him in terms of you want to coach a young goalkeeper how to play, how to protect the goal in difficult moments where it's one-on-one or whatever. I mean, he took every move exactly like you're supposed to do. It was great. I was thinking about it was Father's Day this past weekend, and Joe Willis is kind of like NSC's daddy. He's kind of like the father, the figure of the entire team. He's the oldest guy on the team, I think, and he's been around for a good long time, and he just kind of has that dad presence.
Get that mustache. Yeah. Get that dad mustache.
Exactly. He especially does for you, John.
His mustache. Yeah, y'all notice his mustache is actually exactly my dad's mustache, my literal dad's mustache. So yeah, I've grown up with it my whole life. I've grown up looking up to someone who looks like Joe Willis, and now I got two of them in my life. Two dads.
Wow, my two dads.
My dad and Joe Willis.
Your dad and your daddy. Your NSC daddy. If you took your glasses off, John, if both of them were standing in front of you and you took your glasses off, would you be able to tell the difference?
No, because my dad looks young, way younger than I do. So yeah,
good for
it's
him.
Kind of not fair.
All right. Well, not everything was great this past weekend. There were certainly some down moments. So let's talk about those. It's time for hell no. And John, we'll let you keep going here. What was your hell no moment?
I'm going to save the one I was kind of thinking of for Evan because I know he's going to deliver the goods. I know who it's going to be.
He's got a vendetta at this point. So anyway.
No, it's a justified vendetta. Anyway, my oh hell no will be the little voice in my head that tells me that BJ Callahan might be too good.
Oh, yeah.
Like he might be too good a coach. I've started to see U.S. national team fans nostalgic for BJ Callahan. And like I keep seeing posts that are like, hey, remember when we used to be good? And it was when this guy was the coach.
Yeah.
Especially after that disappointing game they played at Geodis Park. I know it was just a friendly, but I stunk that one. Luckily, the U.S. played well and beat a really crappy Trinidad team the other day. As a U.S. fan, I hope that Pochettino turns things around and wins the Gold Cup and stays on. But just little voice, and I was like, oh, hell no. What if Pochettino really, really messes things up and they start looking for a guy who can fix the U.S. national team at the last second, it'd probably be BJ Callahan.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So, oh, hell no. USA, get it together so you can't take my BJ away.
So it wasn't that long ago that they made a coaching change. How long do you think that they're going to give this before they might pull the hook?
I mean, luckily, this Gold Cup really is the last competitive games for us until the World Cup, right? I can't remember. We might do Nations League in the fall. I can't remember. But like, we don't have that many competitive games. So like, they would need to pull the trigger now, I would think, if we don't play well in the Gold Cup, because you can't be looking at hosting the World Cup, a once in a not very often opportunity. And we've got talent for the U.S. national team, like more talent than we ever have. They should be looking at the quarterfinals type situation at the least at hosting the World Cup. And if they don't think they can get that, they should make a change. But who knows? Just don't take BJ away.
John wants his BJ.
John,
I do.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Evan, did you have an all hell no moment or topic to share with us?
Guys, I promise you, I looked around for something else and I could not find it. I promise you, I did. And I'm sorry, but it's Ahmed Qasim.
Yeah.
And, he did seem a little tougher this week, I guess, maybe a little less whiny. So hopefully he's trending in the right direction on toughness. But his turnover rate is insane. He almost always loses the ball dribbling. He gets the ball. He tries to take his man on. It's too slow. It's too predictable. He turns it over. It's making me crazy. So I'm just like, guys, I promise you, I tried, but I couldn't. Oh, hell no. Ahmed Qasim, you've got to get yourself together.
Yeah, agreed.
During the offseason, like you guys have been talking about, we had so many good signings. And we might have been the most excited about Qasim. I think, John, you might have been.
Oh, very much so. Yeah.
Tag Seth was someone we were really excited about, but Qasim just had this promise of so much potential with scoring and everything else, but it has not bared fruit. And I've got to think he was finding success before wherever he was to have gotten on our radar, right?
Oh, yeah. That's where I kind of was excited about him. I saw he was with a Swedish team, but they were playing in the Europa League. So I actually saw a few of their games in the Europa League. And what I saw was the dribbling ability plus his size that made him a threat in the air as well. And I don't know if he would be better off playing more centrally at times, but we really don't need that with Sam and Hani obviously kind of in the middle of the park. I don't know if it's a combination of that plus maybe underestimating or not just being prepared for the quality of MLS defenders. Or, he is 21. There's got to be an adjustment coming to a new country. There's all kinds of things that you can look for. But yeah, right now, he would be my fourth or fifth choice out of the left and right midfielders that we've got in that group.
So, John, do you know or recall from when you were watching him in Europa League or otherwise, was he playing a winger? And if so, was he playing on the right or was he playing on the left? Maybe he's more of an inverted winger. Maybe he's better over there.
He was playing on the right, so he was playing that kind of inverted, like coming in on his left foot. But at least one game I saw him, he was playing like mostly as a striker, at least like a false nine. And I remember him scoring a goal with his head, and that's what got me. I was like, oh, man, this is a guy who can dribble in, be good in the air. He might be the backup striker that we could be looking for eventually. Yeah. But I wouldn't count on him right. I wouldn't. Yeah, he's got the scoring ability, but I wouldn't count on him right now.
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh, well, what are you going to do? Ahmed Qasim isn't listening to our podcast, so we can't get him. If he's not listening to BJ Callahan, he sure isn't going to listen to us. Anyway, let's talk about some favorite things. Every time Nashville scores a goal this season, an angel gets its wings, and Electric Gold names off one of its favorite things. So we have 2 more goals this week. Hani Mukhtar and Sam Surge, man, both of those guys are just on fire. So it's time for another round of favorite things. Evan, we will start with you. What is your favorite thing in honor of Hani's goal? Go for it.
Okay. Well, guys, one of my very favorite things in this world is Nintendo.
Okay.
I love Nintendo, guys. And this goes all the way back to what was probably the best year in human history, 1985, with the Nintendo Entertainment System and Super Mario Brothers. Do you remember this, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have one myself, but most of my friends did. So if I would go to a sleepover or something like that, we would just have these, all night Nintendo marathon. You guys remember Michael Cavanaugh, one of the most fun-loving, he's just one of the best people I ever met in my whole life. I'd go over to his house and we would play Tecmo Bowl for hours and hours, or
Great one.
Punch Out or something like that. Oh, so much fun. So many good memories over there. You guys remember my next door neighbor growing up, Josh Raymer?
Yeah.
Josh Raymer had a Nintendo. And over there, we would play The Legend of Zelda. This is the first time I was introduced to that sort of game. We played some other games like Mega Man and Contra and all that kind of stuff too. But again, going around different friends' houses, playing all these great games, great memories. Then, as I got a little bit older and they started coming up with these newer consoles, I would play mostly sports games. You guys probably remember Double Dribble, that basketball game, or NHL hockey. And of course, FIFA started up about that time and everything. And those were so fun. Me and my brother would play those games a lot. Then as I got into high school and college and so forth, didn't play a whole lot until I had kids. And when I had kids, I was just like, oh my gosh, I get to now introduce Nintendo to them. And so when my son was old enough, jumped in with the current console, the Nintendo Wii U, with Minecraft and Zelda Wind Waker, which was so fun. We just played Zelda for hours and hours together, and he loved it. And then with my daughter, she played this little sweet game called Cattails. She's an animal lover, and at the time she was obsessed with cats. And there's this little game where you get to play as a cat out in the forest and making other little cat friends and everything like that. And she loved that, but she also played Mario Kart with me, and she still does, as a matter of fact. A lot of Friday nights we crank up Mario Kart and rip around the track. But anyway, so I guess the Switch 2 is out. Maybe I'm hoping, to get it at some point, because apparently there's a new open world Mario Kart game that just blows my mind.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I I became obsessed with Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Switch. So I love these open world games now, and I can't wait for Mario Kart. Some new version of FIFA, probably throw that in there too. So anyway, guys, I love Nintendo. It's one of my very favorite things.
I love it.
Do you still have the Konami code memorized? Can you recite the Konami code?
Ooh.
I can't. No, I will have to call up Michael Cavanaugh. He'll probably remember that.
Up, down, left, right, B, A, start. That's what it is. So
there it is.
That's dropping knowledge.
It works in a lot of different games. There you go. That's a little nugget for you. There's even modern day games who, as a throwback, are including that code. And I think even like Fortnite,
as a code.
Games like today, they throw the Konami code in there just for fun. So
that's awesome.
John, you get a favorite thing too tonight. Sam Surge scored his, I think, 12th goal of the season. And so in honor of that, you get to share one of your favorite things. What you got?
Couldn't be happier about getting to share. And for everybody listening, the three of us grew up together. We are all children of the 80s. And obviously, as you just heard, we're nostalgic. So nostalgia is a big thing for me. But I also have a fascination with, if you guys know the concept of the weird and the eerie. This was a concept that English writer and cultural theorist Mark Fisher came up with. Just the idea of places that you're at and it feels like you're in another world or another dimension and you can't explain it. It's just like that chills going down your spine. For me, the weirdest and eeriest places that I am most fascinated with are dead shopping malls.
Oh.
Ooh.
I love dead shopping malls. Like places like all the stores are still there or they're just boarded up The lights are flickering. I'm obsessed with that. There's all kinds of YouTube videos that you can watch. If you go on there and just type in dead malls, you'll find a lot of videos, and I am a sucker for them. I watch them all the time. And it's weird because malls have been dying for a long time. Mm-hmm. Like I remember, Ryan, you and I lived out in Bellevue, like in the early 2000s. And Bellevue had a mall that was dying then. Yeah. Like it was just empty all the time. And I that was probably the start of my fascination with it. I would go in there and just walk around and just feel nobody. Yeah. And I guess what's weird is like we had a mall, obviously, close to us growing up. We grew up in White House, Tennessee. Rivergate Mall was the place for us. I'm sure it was for all three of us. Like it was a place you could go, and the teenagers were from all over were there. And I'm nostalgic for it. And it's weird because I didn't have no money. I didn't ever buy anything. What I'm nostalgic about for malls is like that feeling of just being around people, the feeling of just the energy, the feeling of being in an open space, being around friends, and most of all, having just completely unstructured time to just wander around. You guys remember what having time was like?
Barely.
There's no.
What is this you
we have no time
of?
Anymore. None of us do. So that's what I'm nostalgic for when I'm talking about malls. I don't care about the capitalism of it at all. So anyway, Rivergate Mall, it still exists as of this moment we're speaking, but it isn't going to be for long. Apparently sold it. I don't know what they're turning into, some kind of apartments or like an open air concept shopping space kind of combination is what I've heard. And I've discovered that coming up this Friday on June 20th, there is this huge event going on. It's called The Last Cruise of Rivergate Mall. It kind of originated on Facebook, and there's like 4,000 or 5,000 people that have indicated that they're interested in this. And so people are going to go and just cruise around the mall one last time at Rivergate Mall. And like I got into the Facebook group and people are posting on there all the time, like their old pictures of getting ready and going to the mall. And like girls all have the giant hairspray and, the rat and the poison t-shirts. And it's a beautiful community. And so I think me and my wife are going to go. I don't know how much cruising we're going to do or what, but it's a fascinating thing. We're going to go say goodbye to a dead mall.
Oh, man.
That's amazing.
That's my favorite thing this week.
I'm in. Count me in.
Yeah, it was such a critical, essential part of my formative years. And I'm sure both of you guys as well. I mean, the Rivergate Mall was like ground zero for our teenage years, really. And you had the mall right there. You could cross the street and go see a movie at the movie theater at Rivergate 8. The other things, all the restaurants up and down Rivergate. It was 2 Mile Parkway back then. And then you had like a media play was over there. It was a thriving area. I remember they had to put up signs that said no cruising around the mall because people would just make loops around it. That's how popular.
No one ever listened to that.
I mean, you would never know it to go through there today, but on a Friday or Saturday night, it used to be bumper to bumper. It would take you forever to get from one place to the next in Rivergate because it was so happening. So yeah, it is definitely the end of an era. It's been the end of an era for a while now, but I love the shout out.
The last time I went in there was 2 years ago, and it was the creepiest freaking thing I've ever. Like the carpets were all dirty. The shop, there were still shops still open, but yeah, it was just like nobody wanted to be there. Nobody was happy.
Yeah.
I swear there could have been a dead body hidden away somewhere and no one would have found it. I actually found out this. There is a mall in Georgia called Gwinnett Place Mall. It was like a suburb of Atlanta, and it kind of died sometime in the 2010s, but it was kind of one of those zombie malls. And in December 2017, there was actually a body of a woman that was found in the food court.
Oh, my God.
It had gone unnoticed for 2 weeks by the time they found it because nobody walked by. And you know what's really crazy about it? 6 months after that body was found, it was bought by the production company that makes Stranger Things, and they turned it into the mall that's used for the 3rd season of Stranger Things.
Sweet.
Wow.
man. Good grief. Pouring one out for the malls.
Told you I'm obsessed with dead malls.
No, and you're right. You can go on YouTube and see some really creepy videos where people go explore dead malls. It's pretty fun.
Oh, I love
good
it.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, guys. So let's move on. One of the things that you might find at a malls back in the day was, of course, the food court. And I don't remember, was there anything very spicy in the food court? Was there any spicy food there to? I can't recall any. Do you remember?
Petros is probably the closest.
Man, when's the last time you had a good Petros chili and chips, man? That was good stuff.
Too long.
Well, anyway, in honor of some Petros, I guess, then we're going to do something spicy. We're going to do the Nashville hot chicken takes.
My hot chicken take is that these owners got skills to shake, entertain the crowd and get on the field. 'Cause why the fuck not?
And John, I guess it's your turn. We're going to let you go first. What is your hot take tonight?
I don't even know if this is a hot take at this point. Nashville SC is going to win a double this year. Bet on it. We're not only winning the league, but we're winning the Open Cup too. Ooh. 2 trophies will be in the hands of Nashville SC by the end of the year. I have seen the future, and it is gold.
Wow.
Laying it right down. We're the best team in MLS.
Wow.
Beautiful.
I don't think there's anybody really. Vancouver and Philly have had a good start this year. Minnesota's been good. I don't think anybody's got the talent that we've got. We've got talent in reserve.
Mm-hmm. And we are just starting to hit a stride.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're the young team that's going to go all the way, man.
Oh.
So if you get ready for it now, just go ahead and plan the parades.
Pretty spicy. I like it.
That's pretty spicy.
Evan, can you do any better? What's your hot take tonight?
No. Let's just go ahead and declare John the winner. That is a deliciously spicy hot chicken take. I was just going to say that my hot chicken take is that we are going to have not 1, not 2, but 3 all-stars this go around from our team. I think it's going to be Sam, Hani, and Nahar. I could be wrong. There's plenty to choose from.
Yeah.
But I hope you guys voted. Everybody out there listening, vote for our boys in gold. I really strongly think we're going to have 3 all-stars on the team. And I don't think we've had that before. You guys correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so, yeah. And we should have 4. Eddie Tagseth.
True.
If he's not a all-star, I don't know who is.
Yeah,
true.
He won't have the stat lines probably to earn the votes, but he's every bit as critical to the success we've had. And those guys have been amazing. Yes, Hani definitely deserves it. Sam Surge has got to get an all-star nod as well. He's second in the Golden Boot race, for God's sakes. But Nahar, if people who just are following their teams and aren't following the entire league, they don't realize what an incredible player we have there on right back. I mean, this is just amazing. I read something this week too. You know, we had Shaq Moore last year playing that position, and we paid Shaq, I think, like around 850K a season. Nahar makes $450K, and he is light years better than what we were getting out of Shaq for half the price. Wow. You were giving Mike Jacobs the shout out earlier. I mean, he improved that position and saved us, $450,000 is crazy. So good. So good.
That is amazing. I'm so glad Andy did not choose to play for Honduras in the Gold Cup, by the way.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
We might not have won that game if he had.
Well, I love both of those takes, and I don't see why they can't both come true. So I think they're equally spicy. Let's just make them all happen. It's great. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and look towards what's coming up next. This is the week in preview. Gold get another opportunity to rest with their next game not until Wednesday, June 25th, when they visit New England Revolution. The 2 teams played the first game of the season against one another, a match that ended in a 0-0 draw. But of course, Nashville is a much different team now than they were then. New England sits in 11th place in the East with a record of 6 wins, 5 losses, and 5 draws, and a goal differential of +4. They most recently lost a home match against Cincinnati 1-0 this past weekend, but they also had a relatively successful month of May, having lost only once in 8 matches across all competitions. New England's offense begins and ends with Spanish midfielder Carlos Gil, who has 6 goals and 4 assists on the season. Hopefully it'll be another opportunity for Nashville to collect points on the road while they manage a quiet June compared to their busy May. All right, fellas, you heard what we've got coming up. New England in a week and a half. So Let's see if your crystal balls have the range. Let's dust them off and do some crystal balls, y'all. Evan, we'll start with you. Gaze into the crystal ball and tell us what you see.
Guys, I'm gazing into it deeply, and the vision that is coming through is crystal clear. We are going to absolutely thump the Revs. Remember how I said back after we beat Chicago, I had a hot chicken take that would not be the only game that we would win by 5 goals? Well, this is it. Guys, I don't care that it's a road game. Coach Callahan has these boys pressing and playing so well. I don't care that they've got Carlos Heel. Eddie Tagseth is absolutely going to mark him out of the match. Guys, 6-1 victory in New England on the road. Crystal clear.
Giving me chills. I love it. And we really didn't talk about Tagseth that much, but man, in that second half against Chicago, was he incredible. And they even mentioned it on the Apple broadcast. Tagseth was just stopping any attempt that Chicago made to try and put some offense together. He was taking the ball away. He was getting in front of players. He was stopping any momentum that was going on. He was incredible. I love what you're seeing here in the crystal ball. John, what do you see?
Mine's pretty crystal clear as well. New England this year is better than they were last year. They are not giving up as many goals, but they do suck offensively. And absolutely, you guys are right. If you shut down Carlos Hill, you have nothing to worry about. 3-0 Nashville SC is what I'm calling. Another goal for Super Sam Surridge. Another goal for MVP Hani Mukhtar. And a premier Nashville SC goal for the man, Eddie Tagseth. He's going to probably get on the board. He's going to do it.
Yes.
I'm going to keep calling it until it happens.
I was going to say, one of these weeks, you guys predict Tagseth scoring. It's got to hit.
We'll see.
It's probably going to be a header on a corner kick too, right? Hani's going to get one over that first defender, and Tagseth's going to come flying in above everyone.
That would be amazing.
Would, since he's probably the shortest guy on the team. I think when he eventually does score, we need to play a collection of all of the clips of every time we tried to predict that he was going to score. I swear we predicted he was going to score more than anybody this whole season. Anyway. All right. Well, guys, that's been a lot of fun. We've got a lot to look forward to, it sounds like. So I hope everybody keeps tuning in. Before we go, though, John, as always, we are reaching out to the public. We want to hear from the people who are listening to this podcast and even those that aren't. And we want to hear their opinions. We want to hear their Nashville hot chicken takes. We want to hear their hell yes and their hell no's. How in the world are these people supposed to share all of this great stuff with us? All their great ideas?
The people are in luck because they can absolutely do that. We are Electric Gold NSC. We are on Facebook, Instagram, X formerly Twitter. Look us up. Send us those hot chicken takes. Send us those hell yes and hell no's, because I've already got a few. I've been saving them up.
Great.
I've got a few good ones, but I want to drop them. I think next episode.
Okay.
We'll have open up the mailbag.
Yeah.
So y'all get them in. We love to hear from you. We love you. Thank you.
Yeah. Reach out to us on social media. Share that stuff. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, we really appreciate you listening to the podcast and giving us your support. And John and Evan, thanks for another great episode. In the meantime, everyone, please keep supporting the team. Keep tuning in, watching them on TV. Keep shouting them out on social media. Keep going to the games. Keep cheering them on. Most importantly, keep on saying it. Come on, you boys and gold.
Come on, you boys and gold.
Come on, you boys and gold.
Dreams on Friday nights, electric vibes and stories told. Come on, you boys in gold. Waves of laughter in the air, podcast pals without a care. Sharing glorious thoughts out loud. Come on, you boys in gold. Waves of laughter in the air, podcast pals without a care. Sharing glorious thoughts out loud. Come on, you boys in gold. Electric gold, love so gold. heroes, and their words were never old. Come on, you boys in gold. Soundtrack to our endless dreams, flowing soft legend streams. In their stories once unsold. Come on, you boys in gold. In each beat, in every word, inspiration's always heard. Moments cherished, tales retold. Come on, you boys in gold.